All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, still on the matter. Yoruba nation not going back. Exactly what it is, exactly what the people are talking about. Yes, onto what everybody has been talking about. We have said it that as far as this country is concerned, they will never agree to pay that sum of 492,000 naira as minimum wage, except we are just deceiving ourselves. We have said this times to that number. Now a lot of people have raised eyebrow concerning what the Minister of State for Labor and Employment has said concerning the minimum wage. This set of people have gone out on strike that the minimum wage should be for at least 492,000 naira, which is almost like approximately 500k for every worker, most especially government workers in Nigeria. And though a lot of people came out, in fact our senator came out and he was of the opinion that if the federal government will agree to pay that sum of about 500,000 naira, then if they can agree to pay that for minimum wage, then every other workers should have access to that money. Either you are a driver, you are a cook, you are a messenger, then you have to have access to that kind of money. So a lot of people talked about the fact that as far as this country is concerned, they will not even allow that to happen. They will not even concede to that. But right now another news had broke out and a lot of people are not happy. Now, according to what had been said, minimum wage wahala. According to the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, she made it clear that they have made a concessionary move from 57,000 naira to pay 60,000 naira, meaning they have added 3,000 naira to the 50,000 naira minimum wage that they were clamoring about. Though the Nigerian Labour Congress made it clear that they need to be paid at least 492,000 naira as minimum wage, but this set of people have rejected that. They have refused to pay the money asked by the NLC. So now they are of the opinion that they have made a concessionary move from 57,000 naira to 60,000 naira, meaning 60,000 naira is what they can pay as minimum wage. And who said it? It has been said by the Minister of State for Labor and Employment in Kiruka, Onyejocha, and that's her name. And then also this one, a lot of people have actually reacted. Well, let me just take what she said so far before we react. We have been saying this, that the best thing for us is just to go our separate ways. A lot of people thought we were blabbing. Nigerian government can never pay anybody that kind of amount. Who does that? Where will that kind of thing happen? Well, meanwhile, according to the Minister of State for Labor and Employment in Kiruka, Onyejocha has urged organized labor to approach the ongoing negotiations for a new national minimum wage with consideration and patriotism, according to a statement by the ministry's Director of Press and the Public Relations, Ya.Idi Oshodun, as reported by The Punch. Well, meanwhile, in a statement, the minister underscored the federal government's effort to ensure a fair and a realistic wage for Nigerian workers, emphasizing the imperative of economic recovery post-pandemic and amidst global economic challenges. Well, according to his statement, I quote, "We appeal to organized labor and other stakeholders to be considerate and patriotic in their demands, recognizing that our economy is still recovering from the devastating effects of the pandemic and global economic shocks." Minister Onyejocha stated this. Well, I think let me just take that from there. This set of people are of the opinion that the country is recovering from economic imbalance. It's recovering from economic devastating effect of the pandemic and the global economic shock. That's exactly what they have talked about, but they never thought about it. But yet they didn't think about the fact that all these are happening, yet they have the guts to be paying the senators the huge sum of amount of 18 million naira per month, while they still make sure they got them vehicle worth 160 million naira each. My brother, my sister, who is actually deceiving who in this country? So you people know that the economy is in shambles, yet you took care of yourselves. There is God. That's why we have said this times to that number. If you are still out there, you are shouting one Nigeria, you are on your own. Because these people know what they are doing. They will never succumb to your request. That's exactly what is going on. Well, let's continue. According to what she had made clear, she says, and I quote, "We appeal to organized labor and then other stakeholders to be considerate and patriotic in their demands, recognizing that our economy is still recovering from the devastating effects of the pandemic and the global economic shocks." Okay, this had been said by the minister Ya.Idi, as she stated this. Well, meanwhile, she reiterated the government's commitment to prioritizing the welfare of all Nigerians and then called on all parties to demonstrate patriotism and then understanding during this crucial period of economic revitalization led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Acknowledging the intricate economic challenges confronting Nigerians, the minister stressed the importance of a collective effort to surmount them, highlighting that the meeting with organized labor signifies a significant step towards securing a fair wage. Well, as a government, we value the importance of ensuring a decent standard of living for our citizens. Are you sure? Okay. And then according to what she says, so we are dedicated to making this a reality, affirmed Minister Ya.Idi. Meanwhile, following intense negotiations, labor leaders paused to consult with other stakeholders and then pledged to return to the negotiating table for further discussions. Meanwhile, the minister expressed optimism that continued engagement would yield a positive outcome, highlighting a concessional move from 57,000 naira to 60,000 naira in response to the labor concerned. And meanwhile, onto this, she emphasized that the increased minimum wage reflects the government's commitment to addressing labor concerns and striving towards a mutually beneficial agreement given the challenging economic terrain. According to what she said, well, we understand the current economic conditions and then are committed to mitigating their impact on our citizens, Minister Ya.Idi affirmed. Well, meanwhile, he said the federal government recently raised its proposal minimum wage by 3,000 naira to make it 60,000 naira, while organized labor adjusted its demand from 497,000 naira to 494,000 naira. Both sides persist in negotiations to achieve fair resolutions. All right, and then onto this one, a lot of people do have actually reacted. There's been a high bro that's the Minister of State for Labor and Employment in Kuruka, Ya.Idi. A lot of people have actually dragged her online right now. That so you mean as big as you are, you can manage 60,000 naira in a month? That even a day 60,000 naira will not be enough for you, and then you are now saying the masses, a human being like you, should be subjected to that kind of amount of money? Yes, according to Prince Gosa Edward, says, well, foolish people, how much is your cook salary? Can you feed your family with 60k? APC politicians are heartless. Well, do you think that these crooks have conscience? They cruise in exotic cars and then live in affluence, but suggest that workers be paid 2,000 naira per day in an economy where a pack of Indomie that can't barely fool a toddler is 600 naira. All right, that's exactly what we are talking about. Everybody has actually, reacted in different forms. No, we have talked about this fact that these people will never succumb to the price, to the amount the labor, NLC are actually requesting for, because they know that what they are in to do is to take care of themselves, their own selves, not even the masses. That is why we have said it times with that number. We don't need to keep deceiving ourselves. The only solution is Yoruba nation. We have said it times with that number, but I think they just want us to keep saying this repeatedly. But we are not going to relent in our own part to keep telling them, open their ears. Yes, if they want it like 20 times for us to tell them that the only thing we want is to go our separate ways, fine, we are ready to let them understand, because this set of people, they are selfish people. The only thing they go for is themselves. Party government. It's only the good Lord that will help us. Yoruba nation not going back. Exactly what it is, exactly what the people are talking about. What more can we say? Meanwhile, let me have your own take, my people, on this, and then remember to subscribe for more updates if you are just joining us on this channel for the first time. All right, thanks and God bless.